2012 was fairly significant year in history of DPKO and DFS. We saw the start of the mission in Syria, where we had to deploy very quickly, where it was we needed to move and get all the support in place in Damascus before the first military observers arrived, and that was done, and that was done thanks to a lot of support from different member states who were very willing to provide the troops and military observers that they had in other missions, but it required the good and coordinated work of many people across the spectrum of DFS. And then, in the same vein, it was the winding down and liquidation of the mission. Whilst people were still on the ground. But again, I think it was a challenge, but it was a challenge that was met. I also went to visit UNISFA during this year in Abyei, and the reason that I mention that is I think it is very sort of representative of what we need to do to make sure that troops and our personnel do have the wherewithal and the conditions which allow them to fulfill their mandate. And certainly there are great challenges in Abyei. And that brings me to the point of why the GFSS, the Global Field Support Strategy, is so important. We know what the financial situation is. We know what financial constraints member nations are facing, and we are all very conscious that we are not only doing more with less, but we will be we'll be required to continue to do even more with even less. And again, there I think that the Global Field Support Strategy will help us. Another element, which is to increase the gender balance and representation, not only of troops and of police, but also generally in our civilian personnel.